watched recently. Like, I absolutely loved this series. It's a British series. It's called Gangs of London. Um, I don't know. It's we've watched what, two seasons so far.
Two out of three.
Yeah. So, and there's been a third season just wrapped. So we've yet to watch that, but wanted to at least just put people on to that series first before we actually move on to season three, because we were waiting for it. Um, when I say I love the movie, I loved it so much. I just kept getting the feel of power while I was watching it. I kept saying it to him, like it just giving me a feel of power, everything that's happening. And in some things you could say, oh my God, like you're living in the UK, like are there these things that are
Hmm.
really happening in London? Like these are the people you'll be walking on the street, you seeing every day. Like it, I don't know. I really loved it. But I guess we can talk a little bit about some of the things that stood out, some of the acting. Um, Gangs of London, I think the name basically says exactly what the series is about. It really brings into detail some of the things that happens in the streets sometimes, and I think
Hmm.
you kind of find times throughout the series that you're starting to like make little connections. Like, okay, then fine. Sometimes you'll see little news stories, people getting stabbed, or this happening here and there. You're like, okay, then fine. That you know what, sometimes these things are just not just random. Like these are the things they're really happening behind the scenes, and most of the people that are like basically the heads of these gangs and these organizations,
Hmm.
they're like the day-to-day upper class people that
Yeah,
you're
they're in suits and boots,
right,
and you think they're
you're
above it.
upstanding citizens. And I don't know, it kind of really gave me another take. And then especially coming from the Western world, it's more so that you see these things and it's easy for us to resonate with it because it's America, and you're used to watching certain movies, certain themes about the ghettos of from America, what certain culture is like,
Hmm.
what can happen. Coming here and living in the UK for what, over 6 years now, it's like I think we are used to a certain side of the coin, I'll say. So having movies and series like this kind of show you what the ghetto the ghetto of UK, of London basically is like, the different
Hmm.
organized crimes, different things are happening. And to be honest, I'm a sucker for these type of movies anyway. Like I live through them.
Yeah,
I'll
but,
just
but
say
but funny enough, they don't actually go in the streets that much. So it's just the power plays behind
the
what's happening
scenes.
in the streets, or the ports. I mean, how they smuggle in their weapons, whatever it is they're doing. How they fund crime. But I think fundamentally it is still about crime, right? It's gangs of London,
And organized crime. Everything is a
organized crime.
strategy. Yeah, it basically focuses on the behind the scenes, the power struggle, who is trying to get rid of who, all of that. Like it, but it shows some though, not maybe on the day to day street side, the little foot soldiers per se. It doesn't show their story, but
Hmm.
really, the high people that are high up on the chain. How do they keep in power? The things that they have to be doing to stay on top. Really loved it. Acting,
Acting, I would say,
superb,
is, yeah, excellent.
superb. So I'll say two people I think really stood out for me. His name is
Joe Cole,
Joe Cole.
not
I
the
think
not
he
the footballer, but
but he
yeah,
played the role of, oh my God, I can't remember his name.
Sean
Sean
Wallace.
Wallace. So he
Yeah.
was the son, and I don't know. I think he was the lead
Yeah.
um character in.
Well, while watching it, because this literally is about the Dumanis and the Wallaces. That's
Yes.
what the family who head London's crime gangs or whatever.
Without giving too much,
Yeah.
yes, but it's
So.
about two families really, and how they basically, because of let's say trauma in their childhood, how they basically came together to become a family of one. One person being upper head, one being more of a leader, one being a follower, but they basically work together since childhood trauma, all of that. They've created that bond, so the family becomes intertwined. So that's really what it's about. So it's two family that is following, but then it's kind of starts showing now it brings out themes such as loyalty, you know what I'm saying, betrayal, little stuff like
Mm.
that. And it really just
Deep.
followed that, yeah, it followed that pathway. Like by the time you get to the end of season one, you're starting you're starting to basically find your favorites. You know who you don't like, you know who you like because of certain moral standpoints. But then by the time you get to season two, maybe at some point you start saying, okay, then fine. What if I were to be in this situation? Yeah, would I choose my family over somebody else's family, regardless of how
Mm.
we start? So it's like it kind of had you going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Say, okay, then fine. Morally, it's probably not the right thing. But then when you really think about it logically, like, who would you choose? What would you do? What would you do if you were in that situation? Really, really loved it. So the acting, I think everybody played their part. There was no point that we'd say, oh, you know what, this was a good acting. We could see through everybody played their part. But I just feel
Mm.
like two persons stood out for me. So Sean Wallace, that's the character that he played, and the lady. So there was this.
Oh, which one? Because they all did
Oh
really well.
yeah. So there was this other lady. So she's supposed to be the head of another gang.
Oh, Lale,
Lale.
Lale,
Oh
Lale.
my
Nah,
goodness.
Lale was
I
amazing.
think Lale took this role as she gave it
Yeah,
everything that she
Lale
got.
was good.
Absolutely loved her. She played her role. I mean, every emotion that she felt is like you were feeling it with her. You could understand every play that she made. And I like the way how they introduced her in the series. She
Mm.
came in as, female. Naturally, people are overlooking her. Um, More so, it's like they kind of made it seem like, okay, then fine, she's just one of those people that stood in the background. You knew that she had a bit of
Mm.
importance, but you just didn't know how she quite fit in
Well,
because it's
let's
more
not give
so.
anything, to
Yeah, but I like how they introduced her, and eventually I feel like she dominated. She just became one of those dominant figure throughout the series as it went on. So
mm,
acting, 10 out of 10, like superb. Storyline, as I said, I think the storyline was
it
absolutely
works.
amazing. There
It
was
works.
not, there was no holes in it that you could say, okay, then fine.
Everything makes
Yeah, this
sense.
doesn't tie in, and how do we get there from? Like everything works. I mean,
Mm.
from the name down to, I
Yeah.
think the name itself speaks for itself. But even with the name, you weren't sure just by seeing the name of the series
Yeah.
what to expect.
It's a
And
it's a compelling storyline, and all the character developments, it flows right through. So you're seeing how they're evolving,
yes,
why they're making the decisions that they make. I mean, from the start of the series, you see what happens, then you see what happens next, what led to that. It's compelling. You will want to watch. You'll want to keep watching. I mean, we've completed season two. Like I said, season three just ended. I think 2 months ago
yeah,
or whatever. So
yeah.
it's there. It's available for you to
To just go
binge the
binge
whole
right now.
thing
I'll tell you, we
through.
did that because we up until the time, like by the time we got through season one, because we were waiting a bit before we actually jumped into it.
Mm.
By the time we finished season one, like I think it's just a matter of a couple of days that we finished it. Like we were up late at night just watching season episode after episode, and then we got to the part that we were currently just waiting for new episodes to come out.
Yeah,
Absolutely amazing. I tell you, just go and watch Gangs of London now,
Gangs of
binge it,
London.
and then actually watch season three, because we're going to watch season three. Come back, tell us what you feel, how you feel about it. What are your
Yeah, who is
thoughts?
your favorite
Who
character?
is your favorite character in that series?
Yeah.
But bye.